Tuesday night. Y'all know what time it is. Even though it's a little late. It's all good, though. Sports Block with J-Ritoc, powered by the Monarchy.
Well, see, it's not really too late, though, because it says 9-ish.
9-ish.
It doesn't say 9. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we don't start at 10, I think we all right. As long as we don't start at like 9:45.
That's still 9-ish, though.
That's more 10-ish.
Hey, I had to eat, y'all.
Had to get some substance.
I had to give me a little party pizza in the toaster oven real quick. Better now.
Man, always good to have a little something in your stomach. Well, I say we can get right into it. Once again, the elephant in the room.
Woo!
Tennessee Titans
Hey, man,
took a super L yesterday.
I got to stop picking the Titans.
Oh, you picked him in the pro pick 'em?
Who they play yesterday?
Bills?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know you didn't do that. Shit, I didn't even do
I got to
that.
stop picking them.
Yeah, I didn't even
I got
do
to stop
that.
picking the Colts, too.
Yeah, now that's actually a surprise though.
That's my disappointment of the week already, off top. Colts.
Now they are they good enough to give it, because they were your disappointment last week also.
Because they lost twice.
Yeah.
I mean, because they who they played last week?
Was it Texans?
Yeah, they tied with the Texans. I ain't happy about that because, that messes up my pick'em record. But, it is what it is.
Right.
I think that the Colts defense, if nothing else, was solid. It should have been solid. On paper, it's solid enough to have beaten the Jags.
Right.
And I hate to say this because this is my guy. I mean, this is my guy. I had this dude like 5 years, not straight, but 5 years out of like 8 in one of my fantasy football leagues. Matty Ice might be melting.
You say it might be a wrap?
Done.
It might be a done deal for Matty Ice.
So he's not like the quick trip ice or the Sonic ice. He's just
definitely
like
Sonic Ice.
He didn't Sonic Ice no
definitely
more.
Sonic.
So he's like that gas station. They just pull the water hose in to make the ice in the big ass.
He family reunion ice right
Oh
now.
shit, that's even worse. That's
No, they got that real off-brand Pakistani shit that's just got the little divots in the back of it.
No, he family reunion ice. Because family reunion ice is usually just like one big ice block that you had.
Oh.
But it's no longer the ice block. It's
Right.
like the shell of the ice block. And you,
Matty Ice. When they fall, they fall hard.
Man, there is very little decline for NFL quarterbacks when that time comes. It is straight off the cliff.
I mean, but how much arm talent did they really expect out of Matty Ice?
And I'll say, yeah, at this
Honestly,
age,
I think they expected to be running a lot of how you know what? I think that they expected what we expected. They expected of Matty Ice, I think, what we expected of Tua Tagovailoa. A lot of
That's asking too much.
no,
It really is.
a lot of short outs, slants, crossing patterns. Nothing more, really not the ball not in the air 10, 15 yards maybe. And enough of that because what they got, Jonathan Taylor,
Right.
the running back, he's enough to. Hey, that dude's cold. He's enough to sustain.
But at this point in the NFL, like, can we talk about this for real? Having the focal point of your offense being a running back is
It's antiquated.
no more. You can't do it no more.
Unless you have a running back like Christian McCaffrey, or Saquon Barkley that doesn't get as injured.
Okay.
I disagree, man. I think you can still go run heavy, man. But you have to be. Your passing game has to be creative. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just come out here with a bland, rudimentary passing game that normally comes with basic West Coast offense.
Right.
But I think we are about to re-enter another stage where power backs are going to become in vogue again.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Listen. You can find a 230-pound running back with some talent before you find a franchise quarterback.
Right, but with the rules, the way the rules are set up for the NFL right now, it's set up for passing offenses.
It is.
So, I mean, and when was the last time a run-heavy team even made it to the Super Bowl?
But you got to have a legit run-heavy team. Seahawks did.
Nah, they had runs. They had
That
runs.
was Legion of Boom.
Yeah. And I mean,
Yeah, but they also had Marshawn.
man, but
They don't
They
win
had-
there.
no.
They don't go to those Super Bowls without
Yeah, they
him.
had Marshawn, but let's keep it all the way funky. They had old Marshawn. Mm-hmm. By the time the Super Bowls came around for
No,
the
they had
Seahawks.
prime Marshawn.
nah,
wasn't Brian
Buffalo.
Marshawn.
Yeah, I say Buffalo was prime.
That was
Marshawn.
He only
Marshawn.
did like 4 years in
on the-
Buffalo.
That's
Nah,
a
he was
long
He was
time.
there longer than that.
No, it was. He's right. It was about 3 or 4.
And he got better production in Seattle.
And plus, they had didn't they have Jackson along with Marshawn those last 2 years?
Fred Jackson, yeah.
So they were. I mean, they were pretty much splitting the carries at that point. That's why
Because they had
Marshawn. Yeah, Marshawn was expendable at that point.
That just wasn't a fit. And once again, that was another team. That's a team that just assumed that if I get a big back in the Bills at the time, if I get a big back, then that'll make up for any kind of egregiousness I do on the passing end. You know what I mean? And if you got a big back, you gotta put an offense around it.
It's just it can't work anymore. I think the last 10 years have showed that that's totally been phased out. It's almost like in basketball right now, if you have like 2 7-footers that you're trying to play at the same time, that style of basketball is
ain't
not
gonna
going to
work.
win right now. And
Unless, well, it could win if one of those 7-footers is playing the post and one of them is playing the wing.
Look,
Okay.
skilled defenders are smaller than they've on average than they've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I see an opportunity to take advantage of that. If the league has went to all these past protective defenses, find you a few freaks of nature that'll tote the rock. I mean, it worked for y'all. Y'all just believed in Tannehill.
It didn't work.
Y'all
though.
just believed in Tannehill of all people.
But that's the thing. If you have a back like Henry and you're focused on him, and I mean, almost any quarterback should have been able to take us way deeper in the playoffs
Yeah, I was
than
gonna
what
say
Tannehill did.
if you got a Derrick Henry,
Gino could have
any
took y'all.
quarterback-
Could have took y'all.
Yeah.
I give you that.
Any quarterback should work with Derrick Henry with prime Derrick Henry as your back. I'm not saying that the Titans should have won a Super Bowl, but they should have gone to one.
Most definitely.
They definitely should have gone to one. And I'm a blame coaching
I definitely give you that.
more so than quarterbacking. But it's a 1A 1B in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because definitely could have used some better coaching, especially the tail end of the Jeff Fisher years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Hey,
Yeah.
I give Titans fans all props. Y'all are resilient because Jeff Fisher fucked off some
Y'all
squads.
ate that shit.
Man.
Jeff Fisher had some squads that when he had Eddie George and Steve McNair, y'all should have won one ring.
I'll give you we should have won one and we should have at least went to
Y'all should
another
have went to like 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 at least.
And y'all should have won one. Hold on, did he coach the Titans in the Super Bowl against
Yep,
the Rams?
against the Rams, yes sir.
That's why y'all lost.
Yes, sir. And see, my whole thing with that whole squad, it
Because he should
wasn't,
have been running Eddie George down their throat.
and we were, because our wide receivers were, like, that wide receiving core.
They were decent.
They were just all right. Because,
Who'd y'all have?
yes,
then?
Derek Mason,
Derek Mason was solid.
Kevin Dyson, who is the principal at a Nashville
I don't know
elementary
how
school
Kevin
right
Dyson is, but Kevin Dyson used to eat the Chiefs up.
now. That was about it, though.
Oh,
That was about it.
No, Kevin Dyson was cold though.
He really wasn't.
He really was.
He was alright.
He really was.
He was alright.
Bro,
I'd rather have
how
him
y'all
than-
from? Y'all had Yancey Thickpen.
Yeah,
It's
I
our
would-
number one wide receiver. You can't give Kevin Dyson his props.
I can't do it.
Hey, Kevin Dyson was better than 85% of the wide receivers that the Chiefs.
Chiefs had in that entire
Nah.
decade.
Because I would have took Eddie Kennison over any of the wide receivers we had on that squad. I would take.
What's in that rap?
I would
What's in
take.
that rap?
I would take him. As a matter of fact, I take Eddie Kennison over any wide receiver we have right now, and I'm talking about right now, at his age right now that we have on the squad.
I never ever thought we were going to have to implement
Hey, we gonna
a
have to
piss
drug-
test
we gonna
on
have
the monarchy.
Because we have an all-time bad wide receiving core right now. Like you could give me probably 4 or 5 Chiefs that are on y'all squad, even cats on y'all's practice squad that I would take over our wide receivers right
How
now.
come
already
they
got
how come
one.
they ain't one?
Man, we picked up Josh Gordon.
That's what I'm saying. How come we ain't how come you ain't played Josh Gordon yet?
Well, because now you do know that it does take him a while to figure out a playbook, even though we have a really
I don't
basic
care if you
playbook.
send him out on outs as a decoy, man. Y'all better do something. Y'all better do something.
I'll tell you this: by game 6 this year, Malik is probably going to be starting because I'm almost positive.
It's gonna be game 5, bro.
Yeah, because we're going to be 1-5 at best by game 6. So
Yeah.
Tannehill he's out of here. It's a wrap.
Oh yeah, he knew he wasn't gonna see the last year of that contract.
That's a damn shame.
But the way I feel about it, if they gonna cut him at the end of the year or cut him, by next season or end of the year, whatever, they should went ahead and cut him before this year.
It was too much money.
Hey, fuck it. That's their fault. You should have ate that. Should have went ahead and just ate it. Okay, so what's the difference between getting him off the cap this year and going 6-11 and going 5-12, or as opposed to getting him off the cap next year and still going 5-12 this year with him?
None. We need to put Malik in. Like just
Well, that's
like
what I'm saying. They should have just went ahead and just said fuck it and let him go.
But when you have $54 million in dead cap, it's hard to just say, get out of here. Now this is one thing that I will say. Los Angeles did that because they had Goff and they owed him all that money, but they were just like, we're gonna find a way to get dude the fuck up out of here. And that's Los Angeles though. Like Kroenke is one of the richest, one of the richest owners in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You married to the heiress of the Walmart, their fortune.
Right.
Hey, what's 50 million? It's just like, man, fuck it. Let's just go ahead and get him out of there.
Hey, that's one thing you always say about Stan Kroenke. That dude got gigantic balls.
After
It's
what he
my
did-
money.
After
I'm
what
gonna
he
do what
did
the
at,
fuck I want to do with it.
After he bought his daughter her degree down at MU.
Oh man,
See, just bought it.
Oh yeah, you don't know about what happened?
the Page,
The
the
Page Center.
Page Center fiasco.
Paige was his daughter, and he had. She was a student down there, and she had I guess she was halfway doing all right or whatever until he became like this huge donor. Man, once he became this huge donor, this bitch started getting like straight A's, and the whole thing erupted. Everything blew up in MU's face at the same time. That
Not good.
what wasn't it Quinn Snyder's phone conversations?
Ricky, whatever.
Yeah, they got recorded. Yeah, that whole thing. I think somebody got caught up on some sexual abuse or something.
Man,
at
what
the
was that
same
dude's
time,
name?
too.
We always forget his name.
Ricky Clemens.
Yeah,
Ricky Clemens. That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Ricky Clemens. Yeah, the whole Ricky Clemens thing. Yeah, man, all that stuff happened within like the same month. And
It was, yeah, boy. It was just,
Like
hey,
back
boy,
to
talk
back to
radio
back.
was like,
Yeah, that was on fire.
what is going on in Columbia A?
Man.
So yeah, it was just.
And I'll say, what was Stan Kroenke's son that played for MU for like 2 years?
Josh Kroenke.
Josh. Oh, he probably paid his way.
Oh, most
I mean, no, I ain't gonna say that because
No, he had a little shot.
Josh had some skills.
He had a little shot, yeah.
Josh had some skills.
So I say so basically what y'all are saying is, well, basically what you're saying, Rock, is the way that the NFL is set up defensively. If you can find just a halfway decent quarterback and a freaking nature running back,
Let me make sure I preface it with
okay.
this is you have to have at least an average to above average line.
Okay.
Okay.
Which we definitely do not.
Right. Yeah.
We also, and that's another thing. We also have one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL right now.
But that's why you don't sign a mid quarterback to an elite contract. Because if you didn't sign him to that contract, you could have put a line around it.
But we tried. We really tried. We let Saffield go. He's still at his age one of the best guards in the league. That was protecting the left side, so at least Tannehill didn't have to worry about the left side after the first game. Because Lawan is always going to play like shit that first game, and then he gets it together. So him and Saffold on the same side with Ben Jones, like that's a decent left side of your line. Now the right side is ultimate trash. Like it's not gonna get no worse. And part of the reason why it is so trash is because Robinson, who's our GM, he made possibly one of the worst draft picks in the history of the league in Isaiah Wilson. Dude didn't even make it to 1 year with us. Then he went down to Miami.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy was doing like 90 in a school zone or some shit, videotaped it, got arrested, they dropped him, and then the Giants picked him up, and he was so shitty, he didn't even make it on their practice squad. This was our first round draft pick.
Was that last year?
2 years
And he
ago.
was a reach when it came.
Most definitely.
The Titans pulled the Raiders on that one.
Oh yeah, cause like dude is like 6'6", 6'7", was 340, and I mean he could definitely move, but a redshirt sophomore that really didn't do much down in Georgia, and it was just like we see the potential. You don't find people like that every day, so let's see what we can do with him. And that was
He wasn't even Dontari Poe.
no.
Because Dontari Poe was he was
At least an athlete.
well, no, I mean he was at least an athlete, but he was also he became a legend at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because his numbers, because people weren't really hip to him, so his numbers were tremendous. And then he got, Chiefs drafted him, and I like Dontari Poe.
Yeah, man.
I thought he was solid. I was mad when they did they cut him or trade him?
They didn't cut him. He was he just.
He was a free agent.
Yeah, he was just free agent.
Was he?
He just
Okay.
left, yeah.
Yeah, I was mad when they let him go.
I think
was
they
like,
did not take his 5th-year option. No, that don't sound right.
No, they didn't even have. He wasn't a first round draft pick, so he didn't even have a 5th-year option.
So he was just 4 and done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was whack.
I did too. I mean, but that wasn't another case of the Chiefs drafting a fucking player out of position. But that just so happened to work out for us.
Right.
Well, what position you think he should have been playing?
He was a 3 technique in college.
It worked for us.
Which is why I was surprised we didn't bring him back when we switched over to a 4-3.
Oh, I think if he'd have played some 4-3, I think he would have killed.
I thought he would have dominated here. Yeah.
I think he would have killed. He's definitely plugging the gap.
There's plenty of years he still would have been our best defensive lineman.
Oh yeah.
But was that really hard to do though? In those days?
No.
shit. Sometimes it ain't hard to do now.
But we just refused to do it. We just refused for a long time to put quality investment on the defensive line. But it's very similar to what the Titans got going on.
I think
like, you got Derrick Henry, you groomed him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you be like, oh, well, you just going to do it without this other shit though. But you cool.
I think
That's not how it works.
And not
I think
at all.
the Chiefs are scared to have a good defensive line because of what happened with Derek Thomas and Neil Smith and that batch of guys.
So what you mean they scared of that?
I don't know, man. It just feels like it's almost like how the Chiefs never drafted a quarterback first round again
For 30 years.
after Blackledge
Yeah.
until Mahomes. And it just kind of feels like they had their reasoning for that.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like, like they had their reasoning for not, because when the Chiefs had that front seven with DT and Neil Smith and Tracy Simeon and
Sally Moo and
Sally
all them.
Moo and all
Yeah.
them, whoo, man, that.
But you invested in that.
But they invest right, and ever since then, ever since that group, and I think Neil Smith leaving and going to the Broncos for one, I think that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then not just that though,
They
winning the rings.
Yeah. The very next year.
I really think the reason that you don't go to that power running offenses aren't more prevalent in the NFL now is because you finally gotten the price of a running back down to something that you're comfortable with, right? So if a third of the teams in the league start going back to a run heavy offense, you're going to upset the balance of value. You know what I mean?
Because Henry is
But I don't
top.
think that's necessarily the case. You can still keep these running backs down underneath a certain level. You know what I mean?
But you can't at this point. You can't, because they've completely devalued the position to the point where, like, Derrick Henry, before they gave him the extra $2 million, he was gonna be making $12 million this year. They gave him the $2 million, so that put him at 14, which made him the top paid running back in the league. At just 14 million. And I know that sounds crazy, just 14 million.
No, but they used to make 20 million.
Yeah. And then you got and Zeke, he signed, what was it, 5 for 80? Because it averaged out to like 16 million a year. And it's just like you got wide receivers making damn near 30 million now. So you got wide receivers making basically twice what running backs are making.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, your ROI still ain't as good on that investment in the position compared to other positions. So that gives you a square to stand on. You know what I mean? To say, look, like you contribute to the offense, but running backs are going to be the first to get injured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to be the first. They age faster than any other position.
Yeah.
Right. You just have to acknowledge those things about that position. Right. That's why. I mean, hell, that's why Cordell Patterson didn't want to be a running back for all that time. That was money. Think about what he would have been if they would have put him in a power run game and
Oh, he wouldn't be in the league anymore.
he'd have been paid though,
He would have, but
and he might have got somebody a ring.
that's a definite possibility.
He might have got somebody a ring. You know what I mean?
But I think he's possibly more paid because he's been in. I think he'd have been in the league 3 or 4 years as a power running back. That's just, and that's if he had the right line in front of him.
Right.
Shit, he probably wasn't gonna have the right line in front of him.
He might have been Steven Jackson.
let's see from the
But
from the
Steven
Rams.
Jackson wasn't really a power running back.
He wasn't really, but
He was
the
just
same
he
build,
was
though.
he was a
He was
big
just
yeah,
a
same
big.
build.
He was a big running back.
Yeah, but he wasn't power,
He
yeah.
was not a power running back.
well, I mean, Patterson ain't really a power running back. He's just
Shit, little Fred Taylor was a power running back.
comparatively speaking, you might be on something there.
Hey, well, I mean, in a lot of ways, because shit, Fred Taylor didn't weigh but like $122. No, I'm saying. No, but for real, he was like 175, 186, something like that. Fred Taylor was little back in the day,
He was
boy.
little.
Man,
That's why he couldn't hold on to the ball.
And I'd be like, man. Every time he get hit, I'd be like, oh, ooh.
Shit, you hold on to the ball. He housing that bitch.
Christian Okoye,
So,
that was a power back. Bo Jackson, when he chose to be,
right.
was a power back.
But Bo was so fast though.
But Bo was also a speed back. And Bo was really more of a speed back than a power back.
right.
It was, oh man, Bo was just so he looked so pretty when he run, man. He just
Well, let me ask you this:
no effort.
Bo not playing baseball and just focusing on football,
Oh,
how cold
shit.
would he have been?
Hall of Famer.
Possibly NFL leading rusher.
Because he was,
I think Bo was that good.
because he was coming in what, like week 4 or week 5? Because the Royals
that.
was normally out of the playoff race, and that was what late 80s, early 90s when he was going back and forth.
Well, no, we wasn't out of the playoff race. That was when the Royals were actually.
Oh yeah, they did have some squads here.
The
Brett,
Royals were actually that was towards the tail end
Frank
of
White.
The Royals being, good to decent,
Mhm.
and then yeah, shit. So we would keep him until it'd be like week. I guess it'd be like week 4 or 5, like 5, maybe like week 6 would be his first full full game, without having to worry about playing baseball. Oh yeah, I think Bo would have been
Oh, he'd been a Hall of Famer.
easily
Easily a Hall of Famer.
a Hall of Famer. Bo would have had records for shit like most stiff arms,
Broken tackle,
most
stiff
broken
arm.
tackles, yards after yards after contact.
Trucks would be an official stat.
Careers ended,
Man,
hearts broken.
Bosworth.
Hey man,
Nobody
that was just
what did did that
Make
really?
that man say, hey, maybe I should try some.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be an actor now.
I'm gonna be acting.
Let me get some
I'm good on
speed stick
this.
commercials cracking because this ain't it.
This ain't it right here,
This
boy.
ain't it.
Can't fucks with it.
I don't know who told me to do this.
Man.
Can't fucks with it.
But this dude over here just showed me that this ain't the way for me.
Yes, I think we're gonna have to do like some sort of top 5 of the most overrated cats that were for real ballers in college that just weren't shit in the NFL. And he's definitely in that top 5. He has to be.
Who's that?
The Boz.
Oh man.
Gino Toretta.
Man. Now, you know what? We got to do one for quarterbacks and one for non-quarterback positions.
Okay.
Because it would almost be
Oh,
filled
shit,
with
Ryan
quarterbacks.
Leaf.
Yeah.
But I knew Ryan Leaf was going to have him a meltdown.
Yeah. He looked like he was gonna pop at any time.
But yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the League of the Line. Let me let me take a look at this bullshit that I got going on. So we got
I found out that I lost my game yesterday as soon as the clock hit zero in the Minnesota Philadelphia game.
What ended up happening on that one? Because I think 3 players in that game, and none of them did shit.
Philly did exactly what I did not think they would do. They shut down Justin Jefferson and kicked Minnesota's ass, 24-7.
Man, look at this. Look at who is number one.
Oh shit! Aaron Judge just hit his 60th home run.
Damn, 60
of the season.
Man,
Time Babe Ruth.
all rise for the judge.
Now, do y'all consider? I'll say let's talk about that right quick. Do y'all consider Sosa and McGuire's records, or are we still going off of Roger Maris? Was that dude's name?
I counts all that shit. You hit a home run, that counts to me. I don't give a fuck what you put in your body to do that shit.
So why they let him
Everybody
in?
was doing that stuff in at that time.
Nah, Ken Junior wasn't doing
Well,
it.
Junior
wasn't doing it.
not but I'd say I'm not even over exaggerating. I think when I say 80% of major league players at that time were taking some sort of substance that was equivalent or near what McGuire and Sosa
Or culturally considered.
or closely
Like a PED, yeah.
So I don't even want to hear that shit when they out here talking about just like what's his name that kept saying or Hernandez. No, I ain't never did no drugs. I don't know. I don't do that stuff. He was like the third person that got popped. Man.
So why aren't they letting him in? Because if everybody was doing them,
because baseball has basically an honor code. So if you fuck up in your personal life, or if you do something to besmirch the game, then
but
the
that's
writers hold it against you.
But that's the thing. If it's the thing where everybody's doing it, then that means the playing field is even at that point.
That's how I looked at it.
But they can't ever admit that everybody was doing it.
And everybody's
They'll fuck around and catch a 40-year-old fucking fraud lawsuit
class action
from a bunch of season ticket holders.
Like, so you mean to tell me?
Nobody told me this was a WWE event.
You know how much money I lost gambling on you fools? I'd come break somebody's legs. That's what they did to me. Not me. I'm just talking shit, y'all. I don't be out here doing that.
Figuratively, whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
They got me.
So
quarters 2-0.
Yeah, say quarters 2-0. I'll say James, the Get Rich or Die Ryans are 2-0. Let's see. P, you are 1-1 because you lost your last game.
Man, fuck my last game. I nobody showed up for my last game, man.
No, you talking about nobody showing up. I'm about to run down these niggas I got on my squad. Cause this shit is the worst. But yeah, Rocky 1-1. Me and David 0-2.
I don't know how Devin's squad.
I have no idea because she's actually leading in points. How are you leading in points and you lost both games?
She's been having like close games with whoever she's been played. They just ain't been able to pull them out.
Oh, I just put in that work this week. That's what happened.
You played Devin?
Yeah, of course.
No, I don't know. Shit, I ain't paid attention. I had my hands full with the Valley Schmoosh Schmesh.
Oh damn! It was a lot closer than it was during on Sunday. Only won by 3 points.
Now here's the thing though, me and Devin are playing this week, so somebody got to win.
Oh, it's gonna be Devin.
Somebody got to win.
Yep, it's gonna be Devin.
And I'll say her number one receiver, Mike Evans, is going to be suspended. And what do y'all think about that? Did you see the fight?
I saw the fight, quote unquote. I don't know, man. I don't know about the suspension.
Mhm.
That seems a bit much, maybe. And speaking of suspensions,
Did Lattimore get one?
That I don't know.
I don't think so, because I've only heard about old boys.
Yeah.
I think that Willie Gay's 4-game suspension is bullshit.
They say he's considering appealing it.
He should. He didn't touch that woman. He broke a vacuum cleaner.
Mm.
It was expensive. Hey, it was like a $2,000 or $2,500 something like that vacuum cleaner.
Now, why do you need a vacuum cleaner that's expensive? Like,
Hey.
what's
Why don't you
My
need?
baby
Nah.
daddy is an NFL linebacker.
Why don't you need a vacuum cleaner?
I
that's
got
expensive.
a Dyson that I paid $180 for, and I've
But
had
see,
it
that's
for
ballin'.
10 years.
See, we hood rich, you know what I'm saying? So that's balling. Paying $180 for a vacuum cleaner where we from, you know what I'm saying? That's like, oh shit, this nigga up here paying $180 for a vacuum cleaner, gosh, look at him, he got the bread like that. Oh shit,
Man.
like, that's good.
So there was no actual like hands put on anybody. He was just destroying property.
Yeah, he just broke he was mad, and smashed over on the vacuum cleaner and bounced out. I was like, you know what? I can't even be mad at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't tripping over that.
Yeah, shit. I don't even think he caught a case over that.
It was just the NFL, just like we got to do something
And,
because
yeah,
it
they're
don't
like,
look
hey,
good.
well, shit.
No, he did catch a case.
Oh, he did actually catch a case?
That's why he got suspended, because that case got wrapped up.
So what happened? What was the outcome of that?
I think it's like suspended in a sentence or something like that.
I don't even know what that should be meaning.
Meaning, like, if you go on probation for a year or two, and then if you don't cause no trouble, that she'll go off your record.
Oh,
Well, let me ask y'all this then:
they should just want to give that motherfucker the version.
if they give him the 4 years or the 4 games because of what happened with old boy back in, what was that, 2012?
The murder suicide with
Yeah.
Javon Belcher.
Like, did they have to be like, okay, this is the Chiefs, we can't let nothing like this, you know, that's because that's what
Almost
I thought.
like the Chiefs is repeat offenders.
Might be something to that.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Because
I honestly wouldn't think so, but with today's climate, and I'm sure that the Javon Belcher situation, whenever people are looking for negative stories about athletes and domestic violence, I'm sure that's one of the first ones that pops up. So I don't know, man.
Because when everything started coming out, and just these last these last few days, the way people were talking about it, I was just like, man, did dude actually, like, did he? And it's still fucked up that he was breaking shit, but like, did he do anything physical? And verbal is still bad. Like, psychological domestic violence is a thing, but it's just almost like, man, like, it seemed really harsh to me.
I don't know, and I hate to even do this, but I wonder if she's white.
Ooh.
Who's that?
I wonder if his girlfriend is white.
So what would the difference be if she wasn't? Just a game or two?
There would have never been a foul.
There probably
Damn.
wouldn't even been a foul charged or a charge filed. And not saying that black women are tougher than white chicks. No, not even that. I think she would have understood what was happening. You know what I'm saying, and just would have called her homegirl laughing.
Like, look at what this fool done
Girl,
did. He done broke his own
This
vacuum.
fool Willie done bought this goddamn $500 vacuum cleaner. He called himself getting mad at me and beat the shit out and broke it. And now he's stomping out of here. This nigga.
Big dummy.
Big dummy. Hey, don't forget now this motherfucker costs $3,500. It ain't $25 no more. Today's price is not yesterday's price. Or yesterday's price is not today's price. Boo.
It's not today's price.
On period. City girls up 20,000, girl.
And a new vacuum cleaner.
And a new vacuum cleaner.
Oh man. Oh shit.
So what's seriously, what's a $2,500 vacuum cleaner? Like, do you not even have to hold it? Is it like one of the Rumbas where you just sit that bitch down and let it do what it do?
There's some that are like the hospital grade vacuum cleaners and shit. So they like disinfect and do
all that shit.
Yeah,
okay.
they do all kind of mega shit when they get busy.
I'll say not no shit you gonna get at Walmart. You might have to go to Target to get one of those.
Nah, you probably gotta go to somewhere to sell vacuum cleaners. That cost $2,500.
Man,
this is some specialty shit.
it's like we don't keep these in stock, sir. You gonna have to order that.
Right.
But yeah, so somebody definitely is gonna be 0-3 at the end of this week. It would not be me. I gotta make some moves. I definitely gotta make some moves. I sent her a trade proposal because at this point, just like I said earlier, I can't have Derrick Henry just disappointing me in real life and in fantasy life. It can't happen. I'm gonna pick
Not
the
both
struggle.
of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the struggle for this nigga, and if I can't trade him, I'm just gonna drop him, and y'all can have him. So whoever got number one on the waiver wire.
Who does have number one on the waiver wire?
Actually, I'm not sure. Let me look that up though.
I don't believe I've picked anybody up. I might have.
How do you find out?
Look on your
Let's see.
profile.
Profile? Okay, profile. Still don't see it.
Yes, it's only giving me the let's see the rankings, and then the
What about on
trophies.
the players?
Well, I say while we figure that out. Let's see, let me go.
Kirk Cousins is available, y'all.
Duly noted.
Hey, you want to know what? Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are about to be also. Now, do y'all really believe that that him and Giselle haven't talked in I think they said like a month or two since he decided to come back, and there's a for real riff in the family at this point?
It ain't been that long, but it's beef there for sure.
Oh, I think they beefing.
They beefing.
His face looks different.
He got that
He
battered.
look like a married man for once.
Yeah, he
Damn.
don't look all moisturized and kind of done up. He look kind of like, just rolled up out the fucking bed, but I'm still Tom Brady, so you know.
Yeah. So do y'all think that the what was that week 2 or 3 of the preseason where he just bounced for a while? Did you think that was the start of it?
Oh yeah.
Like everything just
definitely.
came to a head, and she was just like, "Look, you got a choice to make. You can play ball, but you still got to take these kids to school, like you said you was gonna do. Like you still got to wash these dishes."
Disneyland, Tom.
Yeah.
You said Disneyland.
That was this year, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if you still at the top of your game, and especially this is what year 24 for dude.
That
Let's see.
sounds close, if not.
Now
right.
that's too many because he came in 2000, so year 23. Yeah, I'm really thinking that's what it was. Yeah, the kids was like they was just like, hey pops,
I don't even know
riding.
you, cuz.
Yeah, it's like riding to school with the nanny's cool and all, but you said this was the year, my dude.
It's supposed to be the year because what's the word?
Just don't look like the year.
I don't like that shit, bruh.
And Tom was like, I still got it in me, y'all. Y'all gotta let me do my thing.
Hey, AOG, that sound like a Tom Brady problem, not a me problem. You know what I'm saying?
And I really think Wednesdays were the day that he told him, like, yeah, I'm gonna not only am I gonna drop y'all off at school,
I'm gonna
but
hang
I'm
out
gonna
at school with y'all on Wednesdays.
and I'm gonna pick y'all up. We're gonna have lunch and all that.
All that shit, sons. That's what his daughter's holding him to. She's like, Dad, remember lunch Wednesdays? This year, you promised.
You were supposed to bring cupcakes. No cupcakes.
No cupcakes. I understand you got a lot of shit on your mind.
So any as far as the games from this weekend, any surprises?
That the Jags beat the Colts.
And they're also your disappointment.
The Colts are my disappointment. Yes. Yes, they're definitely my number possibly number one disappointment team.
And what about you, Rock?
I don't know if I had a disappointed team. I was going back over my pickups real quick. If I can get there. There we go. I thought. Oh, wrong week. There we go. The Colts were a big upset. The Ravens were a big upset. Were a big upset there, since they got toasted by the Dolphins. San Francisco lost to Seattle.
Yeah.
Dude, how?
That's
Did you see Trey Lance's ankle though, in slow mo?
Fortunately, no.
I don't say if you get queasy from seeing bones breaking and feet going the wrong way.
fractures.
Yeah, you don't want to watch
Oh,
that.
it was compound.
Yeah, it was bad. I don't say ligament and bone damage, but they said that I guess it was clean, and at the point that it was, they can just reset it. But he's done for the year. Yes, and I can't even say I'm disappointed at my boys. I knew they were going to take an L. I just wanted it to be a way more competitive than what it was. Because, I mean, the Bills, they do look good. Like, these first two games, they've really looked good. But I just don't think they're that good. They're not.
They always look good for the first quarter of the season.
Man, but
Almost every time.
I'm just saying you beat the Super Bowl winner from last year.
Oh yeah, the Bills do always come out with a lot of piss and vinegar, like the first 4 games, and then it's usually an injury or Belichick, or it used to be Belichick. I don't know if Belichick could pull it off now. But yeah, and then all of a sudden the wheels kind of fall off, and then they pull it back together and wind up, looking good record-wise for the season. But it's they kind of crawl into the finish line.
And then just I guess just players so far. Like who is really underperforming that you've noticed, like any glaring Players that you thought were going to be a lot better?
Derrick Henry.
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
Even though you said it, and I said
I
it.
just I just felt I had to say it for
Yeah.
a couple of reasons.
Say it again. Say it again.
I thought George Pickens might have had a little bit more contributions to the Steelers than he has. That dude is got some dog in him, and he ain't really showed it in the league yet.
Well, I'm gonna say I was definitely wrong on the first quarterback, at least the first rookie quarterback to get some clock. Because the good thing about getting your ass whooped by 30 is they put some of the backups in. Malik got some clock. He looked halfway decent. You can still tell that it's gonna take him a while to figure out NFL defenses, but he has enough, intangibles and the extra that, you know what, if we start dude right now, we're not going to be any worse than what we're going to be. So we might as well just let him do his thing and see what we got for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Because I feel you. Like Tannehill, he's not it. He's proven that he's not it. And these first two games,
he was always limited.
Yeah,
he was always limited.
He should have been like unlimited,
Mr. Limited,
Mr. Always,
Mr. Always Limited.
Mr. Very Limited. Hell, Russell ain't even Mr. Unlimited. Hey, I was kind of tripped out though. We ain't talking about it last week, but that they booed him.
Oh yeah,
and not just booed, but like that shit was voracious, boy. They meant that. Like, get the fuck up out of here. Fuck you, Russell.
Man,
Your punk ass, your
shit
corny
ain't
ass.
sweet.
You ain't even corny for real.
so that nigga full corny.
Wow.
Unlimited.
Oh jeez.
Russ Wilson.
Yeah, I see that for this upcoming week's games, that the Raiders play the Titans.
Raiders are gonna get their first win. I can almost guarantee that, and I'm gonna pick them in a pro pick 'em. You know what? I take whatever the spread is too, on the over under, and and straight up, Raiders are gonna be 1-2. We're gonna be 0-3. I'm gonna love every minute of it.
Y'all see that thing on that video on Facebook? An old boy, there's a Bears fan that when they lost, this girl was talking to him about something, and she kind of, she was like, "Well, why are you all, because he was like real emotional about it." She's like, "Why you all, like this and blah blah blah." He's like, "Hey, I known you like 2 months. This been my team for like 22 years." I
feel him on that.
I feel you on that, big dog.
I feel him.
I feel you on that, my G. Can't even be mad at you, Joe. And he said it with his chest.
And that's what makes it okay.
Tears rolling down his face.
Oh, he was crying? Like, for real?
I mean, not like crying, but just like mad. Just man, I can't believe. Man, fuck. I guess I gotta pick the Raiders.
You gotta do it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna kick yourself if you pick my boys. Like, and when I tell you 6-11 that may be a stretch at this point, but
Hey, he might want to go up against anybody that has Hunter Renfrow right now.
Man,
because he got rizocked.
Oh, and hopefully, was it the cornerback from the Bills they got corded off? Like, prayers up to dude.
Oh man, I don't know. I didn't really get a chance to watch. I was at work.
Yeah, I'll say it's like football. It's Most definitely a violent sport.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, the most violent.
You think football over hockey?
Yeah,
There are different types of violence, though.
yeah. The football violence is every play.
Mm,
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
True.
And depending on your position, it's really every play. So I mean, not that the hockey stuff ain't rough, rugged, but that's 6'6", 6'7" dudes, 6'6", 6'6", 6'7" dudes on some skates. They weigh, and they weigh in 260, 270. They solid. They can take it. The same way I feel about the football players.
Yeah.
Shit, y'all. you a super grown ass man at 6'4", 312 pounds, and you got a 12 or 10% body fat. You're a fucking monster. Get your ass out there on that. Get your ass out there on that football field.
And just don't break vacuums while you do it.
Please don't.
That's all.
Because apparently that'll get you 4 games.
4 games
4 games for the vacuum.
from the 5th floor. From the 5th floor.
It's me. Brother.
Man.
5th floor. Hey, Reginald Ballard is funny. He came to MU a couple of times when I was down there. Did a stand up. Yeah, he's hilarious. He's pretty cool. He's a lot smarter than you probably would think he was. Because people thought he was bruh man for real. They was like
For real?
Yeah, they was like some cats was trying to play him, and he was like, "Hey man,
Like, nigga, that's a character,
that's a
fool.
character. Dude. I'll fuck you up."
In real life.
5th flow.
Said, shit, I'm a little faster than that.
Man. I don't like these questions that they ask at the end of the at the end of the pick'ems. Where they be like, "Who's gonna score the least points?
Yeah.
Who's gonna score the most points?" I be like, "Shit, the losers."
And then now one thing I did do, I should have switched it up, but I was like, if it is close, the one thing that would probably keep me from winning are the tiebreakers. So I did actually have the Bills beating the Titans, but then the final score on the tiebreakers, I had us winning. I was trying to cover my bases. Yeah, had us winning. I think 2014. Yeah.
I don't know why. He should just went ahead and pulled
He
the
can pick
tarp
against
out.
he can pick against himself in the regular season. He couldn't do that in the playoffs.
Well, he could just.
Couldn't do
You should just pull the tarp out, cover the whole field. Bills ran them bases.
Yeah.
They ran them bases like ooh.
Yeah, at this point, it's just time to it's time to shut it down. So
In the 3rd week, ladies and gentlemen.
in the 3rd,
In the 3rd week.
just like I said, I mean, there has to be a team out there that would give us like a 3rd or a 4th rounder. I know for Henry. I said last week I would take a 2nd. I would accept that. But now after yesterday's game,
4th round, bro.
give me a 4th rounder. If you give me a 3rd, I'll shake your hand twice. But you give me a 4th, and it's all good.
And if they already got even half a running back on their team, they still gonna look at you like, I don't know.
Man,
I don't know.
take the 14 mil off the books for us. That's all I want at this point. Because it's time to start over. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. Oh. Yeah, I've just never liked that dude, man. Tannehill, he just keeps coming back in my head. His drop back and his throwing motion, all are just so
Like there's nothing really fluid about dude.
Yes,
Like,
right.
and even his running style, even though like in a straight line he does have speed because he used to be a wide receiver.
Right.
But even that is just I don't know. It's just something kind of janky about it. Something a little janky about everything that he
He ain't got
does.
he ain't got no hips.
Most definitely.
Yeah, he ain't got no hips, so he can't really dance around and move and whatnot.
And plus he looks like Stifler off of American Pie. So that's another reason why I like dude.
Quarterback. Yeah.
We got Stifler at QB. Yeah, I was gonna.
So man, why I lose one of my other leagues literally by 0.6 points?
Damn, that was worse than my shit with Quarter last week.
Like 0.6 points.
Don't that shit hurt though?
It hurt even worse because going into the Monday night game, I was down bad. They gave me a 1% probability of winning, and then we got up to Funk on the Rooftop and saw that the Bills was blowing them.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, I got the Bills defense. Let me go look. And sure enough, I am now in the lead.
Damn.
Now it's 99-1 on my favor. And all it was 4 minutes left in the Philly Minnesota game. And they threw fucking Adam Thielen like 2 passes in that.
Fucked it all up.
Yeah. Fuck me, man. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I was gonna say yesterday's game. I think I had, or the 2 games from yesterday. I think I had 5 total players in all of those because I had AJ, Henry. Let's see who else. Goddard, Cooks, and I want to say one more player. So yeah, I was down bad too, but then nobody did anything at that point. Like they just all went out there and just shit the bed. So
Damn, he said shit to bed.
Yeah.
That's a whole new one on me. That's
yeah, not even like they wasn't even respectful enough to piss in the bed. They was like, yeah, we dropping a whole deuce.
whole cow tag. Just
Man.
So I ain't carrying this shit everywhere. We'll drop it right here.
right here where I'm laying.
might as well do it here. All right, so with the Chiefs being 2-0 and Patrick having looked both great and average at times in throughout both games. Where do we stand on McCole Hardman now?
Dude, my stance has never changed. Next year he will be the #1 wide receiver in Detroit.
That won't be a bad thing, though.
Yes, it will, because they already got Amon-Ra
Yeah, I was
St.
gonna
Brown.
say, they got St. Brown, so
But somebody's gonna blow this man's ego and reputation up once again when he leaves here. They're gonna say that he gonna be hollering, oh, they just didn't put I just wasn't the right fit in the offense.
now what I do got a little bit of pushback on the team because I think Detroit is actually trying. They haven't been doing Detroit things you know what I'm saying, last year and this year.
Yeah, but that's not a slight to Detroit. That's a slight to him. You know what I mean? Because I really think in his mind he thinks he's a top 5 wide receiver that just gets hated on. I really do.
Dude, McCole Hardman?
Yeah.
Like top 5 Chief?
No. Current wide
Top
receiver.
5
Yeah.
NFL wide receiver?
Yes.
Man.
I think he's got that type of ego.
But the production isn't even close though.
It don't matter. It just ain't been his time to shine because Reek was here. That's what he been hollering this whole offseason.
Man,
Well, all right.
because Kirk. So you saying they're gonna give him
You know
Christian
what?
Kirk money?
I would listen to him saying that kind of stuff if he didn't have the week 1 performance that he had. Those 2 to 4 passes that he just snake armed, not even alligator armed, he snake armed.
Said snake armed it.
Just not very good.
That if he'd have laid out for one of them, it was a touchdown. Because he's laying out into the end zone. You know. I don't know. What do I know? I'm fat, smoke weed, and don't even play Madden anymore.
Man, can we talk about that?
Which
I've been
part?
thinking about getting a console just to play Madden.
And see, my last year playing Madden was 18, and from what everybody says, and
It's
just
the
the
game ain't changed.
it hasn't. Cause I mean, I love Madden. I really do. Like I grew up on it. I had every Madden from like 90 until 18. Didn't skip a year except for the year they put Ray Lewis on the cover because I just couldn't do it. The Titan in me could not buy that game.
I thought you was gonna say you knew he shanked that dude at the club.
Oh nah. And I mean he probably did.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Allegedly.
And then read him a Bible verse when he thought he was dying. Like
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall learn before I go not to fuck with Ray Lewis.
man.
Quarter from the Valley says he's about to cut Hardman. Who wants him? You was
Nobody
you,
did,
You was the only
Quarter.
fool that wanted him.
You know what? I tell you what, Quarter. You throw me Hardman, and I'm gonna look at your roster and see if there's another like middling player out there, and I give you Derrick Henry. I'm on record right now.
Wow.
I'm a as hey and as a matter of fact, I think Quarter got Gabe Davis too, don't he?
I don't know.
From Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Mike.
I give you Derrick Henry from McCole Hardman, Gabe Davis, and you can have whoever's on my bench.
He said, "Don't want any Titans."
Hey,
And I can hear
I
him
don't know what to
saying,
tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
"I don't want
You need
any
to
Titans."
diversify your stocks and bonds and shit.
Wu-Tang Financial.
Bang.
Bang, bang.
I was moment of truth here. I was honestly, not pleasantly, but honestly surprised at the performance of Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins offense.
That was pretty potent.
Yeah, it was a hell of a comeback.
That
pretty
was
potent. He tossed it on up a few times.
Now, did you think that it was going to take them longer to figure out that, hey, we have basically the fastest position players in the league. Let's see what we can do. Because I thought it was going to take a little bit longer, but I think just
They've
that
known
comeback.
that.
But sometimes you can know something, and sometimes coaches they try to outsmart themselves.
I think they the Cardinals game for sure, and I think the Bills game to a degree were test drives. Let's see what we do that works. Let's see what's easy for us. Because preseason everything's going to be easy for us.
Yeah.
Because we're just a better team, and even our vanilla plays are better than a lot of these other teams' gadget stuff. So I think it was just let's see who's gonna lay out for a pass. Let's see who's gonna hit the hole the right way. Let's see who's gonna make that extra block. Let's kick the tires on it for real. Let's hit overdrive. It's our baby now. This week, I think will also, with Indianapolis being 0-1-1, and apparently lunch. I think this week is also going to be kind of kicking the tires.
Mm.
But I also think that because if they get the opportunity, that because of the chatter from the pundits,
Mm.
ain't gonna light these fools up. They are gonna run it up this week, I think.
Mm.
I don't know what the over under is, but I'm betting over.
Well, give me a give me a prediction of the final score.
Man, I'm thinking something like 45-28.
You think the Colts can put up 28 points?
I think that they're gonna fuck around and get 28 points. Not necessarily the Colts' offense.
Mm.
I think the defense can mess around and get a fumble recovery, strip sack, fumble make. Now, I think the defense. I think their defense is capable of scoring a touchdown.
Now that's boring. Leonard comes back. Is he back?
Oh, he's not back?
Yeah, because he was hurt. Let's see, week 1. I'm not sure what happened week 2 this week. But he was definitely out week 1.
The over-under is 49.5.
Yeah, I would take the over on that easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Man.
I'm telling y'all to bet.
How bad do you think that the AFC South can actually get? Because
Whew, man, it can get ugly.
yeah, I think a team can win it
And
at
this won't
7
be
and
the
10.
first time.
Yeah. Nah, but it hasn't been this bad in a while though.
It's been a while, but
Because every team is trash. Like we all trash.
man,
This is like the year didn't Seattle win their division at like 7-9 one year or something like that? Yeah, so I really think that the winner of the
NFC
South.
West year, they suck.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really think 7 and 10 might that might take it. Historically bad.
That is why they should just do reseeding for the playoffs.
You mean after the wild card round, or you just mean it doesn't matter if you're a division winner, it just goes by basically the win loss record?
Because get you up out of here. You shouldn't even be here at all.
Yeah, but don't you think winning your division should count for something?
If you're winning, if the record of your team that's winning is over 500, yeah, or at least 500, but there's no more 500 football because 17 games,
Right.
So
you still could because hell, 2 of the teams got a tie, so they can go 8-8-1.
Well, yeah, they can still wind up 8-8. Still wind up 8-8-1. So yeah, but the likelihood of that is slim to none. So so 500 football is just gone.
Right.
So I don't think you should be out here finishing 8 and 9.
Making it to the dance.
7 and 10. You should not have 10 losses and go and be in the playoffs. You just should not have 10 losses. You just should not have 10 losses.
You've given it your best shot.
We appreciate your effort, but you just need to be watching. Well, I mean, because you know how bullshit it would be for a team that had 10 losses to make it to the playoffs for one, but then fuck around and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be the most bullshit story shit. Oh man, I would.
Oh, they would start drafting a new CBA the next day.
Man,
Niggas like we're not going to Disneyland. We about to holler at Goodell.
Mm-hmm.
Cause oh man, I'm sitting here thinking about the food that was like, I'm gonna bet on them, and he wound up betting some stupid ass parlay that falls through because they won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He winds up winning like $5 million or some shit. And,
Say off a $5 bet, something crazy.
yeah, because the parlay was just that wild. Man. Oh well.
Man, well, I was gonna say speaking of the Colts, since they are your disappointment team or team of disappointment, let's talk about this week's tournament of the disappointments. So I told y'all last week we were going 85 Bears versus the 06 Colts. We definitely have a great matchup tonight. Both won chips. You have one of the most historic defenses, the 4-6 defense of the 85 Bears, against maybe the best quarterback to ever live. It's debatable, but when we're just talking about straight quarterback skills, who would you rather have, him or Brady? Give me one game.
Brady.
You got one game, you taking Brady.
Mm-hmm.
See, I gotta go with Peyton. I gotta do it.
Brady don't get as flustered as fast.
But Brady's also had way better defenses.
It was the worst winner ever.
I give you top 3. I definitely give you top 3.
Yeah, worst winner ever.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to. It depends. If I got really good offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
I think I take Peyton.
Like everything else the same. Let's say
Because Peyton was, in my opinion, a better, just pure quarterback than Tom Brady.
and see, and that's what I'm saying when I say quarterback. let's take the championships. Like we taking that off the table. It's like what I want in my quarterback. I want Peyton over what Tom brings me.
Yeah.
Like just the intangibles of a quarterback, you know what I'm saying, being able to read defenses, like getting the ball there. It may not always be pretty, and he did throw some ducks, but them bitches always got there. And they got there on time.
He also had Marvin Harrison catching a lot of those.
Reggie Wayne.
Mm-hmm. Marshall Faulk. Edgerrin James. What was the last dude?
The running back?
Yeah.
Joseph Adai?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the Colts had some squads, man.
Yeah.
Colts, Tom Brady fucked up some rings for Peyton.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Tom's teams that they played against each other, his squads were always more of a total team. They did a lot of finagling with the Colts squads as far as the defense goes. And
No, the coach squads always suffered on defense
yeah,
because of what they needed for offense.
because yeah, what I like just doing a little research on it. The '06 Colts that won the championship, they had 17 undrafted free agents on the squad. Like they made sure that line was cool. Peyton had as many weapons at his disposal as possible, but it was just like, man, we just gonna piece together everything else, and they was really piecing shit together.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very ragtag bunch on the other side of the ball. Special teams was cold blooded though,
Yeah,
because everybody that was on the team pretty much was a special team specialist.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And the year they won, they had Vinatieri
so
at
he
kicker.
was
So
kicking it,
yeah.
kicking it.
But then when we talk about the '85 Bears, they gave up a league low the year that they won it in '85, 198 points, which is ridiculous. But the next year, they gave up even less. They gave up 187. So we're talking about like right around 13 points a game.
13 a game.
Yeah. So I mean, if your offense can't score 2 touchdowns at least, or a touchdown and 3 field goals, what are you really doing out here?
Fair.
And then Bears, let's see, they have 4 Hall of Famers on the squad, mostly on defense though. So you have Richard Dent, who's probably, I mean, you can make the argument he's definitely a top 10 defensive lineman of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You had Dan Hampton, baller. Mike Singletary, who is you can make the argument he's probably top 3 middle linebacker, and at least in the '80s he was probably the best. At least
That's
at
my
middle
opinion,
linebacker, yeah,
Well, middle linebacker.
yeah, middle linebacker,
Middle
yeah,
linebacker, yes.
yeah. Because I'm saying LT is always
Right,
gonna
right.
be,
But you know what? When it comes to LT, I've never placed him like middle or outside. LT's a linebacker. Because sometimes LT gonna line up like an outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he gonna line up like a Mike. Sometimes he gonna line up like a right inside linebacker. So LT just gonna be a linebacker.
right.
Like Junior Seau. You know what I'm saying? I think Junior Seau
Was just born to be a linebacker.
was just because I loved hearing stories about when he was out in San Diego with the Chargers, and people on his teammates would be like, "Yeah, man, I love him, but Junior be out here fucking up stuff, man. We got this whole defense set up, and he's a middle linebacker. He's supposed to be doing this. We're all planning on doing this, and he messes around and does something else, and sometimes it works out, but sometimes
When it
it
don't,
and when it don't, oh my god, man, it just looks bad.
Man.
He do look like a Tasmanian devil sometimes. Tearing through some shit.
And then we got the what a lot of people consider the best running back of all time, Walter Payton.
Sweetness.
So with that being said, we look at that squad. You definitely have, I'd say, a better set of all around coaches as far as football minds go. Because you got Buddy Ryan as your defensive coordinator.
Right.
Now Mike Ditka showed that he may not have been as good of a coach as we thought, especially when he went to the Saints.
Right.
So,
Well, the game had changed,
mm,
and he was still
Not
doing
going to.
kind of the same thing that he was doing with the Bears back in 80, 85, 87. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't flying.
right.
at that time in the league.
But also he didn't have the squad.
Oh no.
And that's one thing that I want to talk about. Do y'all like how much credence do y'all give to having a great coach over having great players? And can a coach make players that much better than players can make a coach look?
I think Tony Dungy made that team better. That Super Bowl winning team better. I think Dick could more manage the superstars around him than he did have to give them any kind of direction or anything like that.
Yeah, because Buddy Ryan had full control of the defense.
Right. So, yeah, you didn't have to worry about that over there. It was already agreed what was going on. Excuse me. It was already agreed what was going on. You know? I think, in the terms of longevity, I never got a chance to look this up, but I feel like even though there are some positions where you could say they were, infinitely more stacked than the Colts, I think as a whole, that Bears team was not as talented as the Colts team, and I believe they lost people in free agency. You know what I mean? That really made it even tougher for that Bears team to be of any kind of consequence. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Who else you had in that division? You had Packers. Well, they was smoking Packers.
I was like Vikings.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit. That's where that.
And plus back then the Buccaneers, because it was only 3 divisions back then, so they would have been at the 15. Because I think they
were NFC Central. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, those teams were trying to compete. You know what I mean? Whereas Indianapolis didn't really have. They had a straight road to the playoffs every time. Every year they came after they Super Bowl. So the Bears didn't necessarily have it. You know what I mean? It wasn't even guaranteed. Like, nobody said the Bears as a whole was a good team. You know what I mean? They just said this defense is the best ever constructed.
Right.
Is that enough to win you a Super Bowl? Right?
Well, it was it was timed perfectly with Walter Payton being in the prime of
His career,
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, at the best of what he was doing, and their offensive line was just right, and everything just went kind of just unfolded the way it needed to unfold for that to happen, for them to be as dominant as they were. But they were dominant, and it was, in my opinion, more so the defense. Because back then, defense did set the tone for games.
Right.
But the rules were completely different. Shit, you motherfucker come across the middle, you clothesline them.
That is what it was. Ain't no 15-yard penalty. You do not have to let the receiver land on both feet before you hit him.
Right.
They used to have forearm pads for a reason, kids. Used to have forearm pads for a reason.
And plus the actual, the physical nature of playing defensive back against wide receivers back then, you could not do any of that in today's NFL. So the 4-6 defense it really relied on that because it's like I'm gonna send 7, I'm gonna man up everybody else. You better find a way to block whoever that the free
The
rush
rest of them
is.
coming.
Yeah, it's like we're coming every time.
You got to figure out where the odd man is. And I'm gonna let you
Like,
know.
no, sir, we are rushing 8.
My cornerbacks are
Make
not
no
gonna let
mistake.
your wide receivers get 2 yards off the line because they can do whatever they want.
And they say it's 5 yards, but it ain't 5 yards.
Oh, it ain't 5. Not back then.
Oh, and that's the other reason why I give more excuses to Chicago. They weren't ever gonna keep Buddy.
True. But
You know what I mean?
they couldn't have at that point. I mean, especially if you create a defense that people just for real cannot figure out, you're gonna get a head coaching job. You're gonna get a promotion. Like that's just one of them things. Like
That's just one of them things.
Oh, buddy. We took that down in Houston. It didn't work in Houston for him.
Did not. But
he was
It was
slanging
fun-
that
it was
rock
fun
in
watch,
Houston.
I was like he was slinging fists too.
Oh, he was-
Yeah, my man.
I mean,
my man. Coach, who was that Kevin Gilbride?
Kevin
Like
Gilbride,
yeah,
I think, yeah.
like I'm a like run the fucking ball, bro. Yak.
did
I
Buddy
remember
just?
being a-
Yes, he did.
I remember
Yes,
being
he
a
did.
little kid
Man.
and watching damn, was it the sports machine,
Yeah.
and that shit came on, and I was like, oh man, Buddy Bryant crazy.
It's going down
It's going down.
on the sideline. It's like, buddy, you do know that this is live TV and we got cameras
Fuck,
everywhere, bro.
Fuck this pussy out.
And then Buddy got to Philly. He was coaching up there. Oh man, look, that was like the perfect place for Buddy. Right? Hey man, Buddy was wild. His kids was wild. Yeah, them dudes is wild. Oh man, I ain't even gonna say nothing. Just if you know, you know. If you don't,
Man.
Google is all the way around you.
The answer is a foot.
I say tattoos and feet.
Man,
The answers are a foot.
Man.
on so many levels. Oh, Quarter says, "Right, you gotta you just get ready for this week."
Oh,
Right, that's your
What do you
matchup this
mean?
week?
what do you mean? Get ready for what?
Man. You got to give him his first hell.
He's not. Y'all think he has a chance of winning?
Hey,
Are you insane?
hey.
Not losing a freaking quarter. Crazy. The temerity. Unmitigated gall.
I hope both of y'all lose. How about that?
But as far as players on the Colts that probably should be in the Hall that haven't made it yet, my definites are Reggie Wayne, and I believe Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis.
I think Jeff Saturday.
Center,
Yeah.
I will give you that. But I'm talking definites. Like,
No, I think Jeff Saturday should be a definite because Jeff Saturday was like a top 3 center for the majority of his career.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But he's not doing as much.
Didn't he start out his career behind what's the name in Denver?
It was the
Sting?
Ravens.
Huh?
It was the Ravens.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yep.
Never mind.
And then they actually cut him, and then he went to the Colts, and then him and Peyton just kind of like started clicking, because he was like, I'm not gonna take your shit. Peyton was like, I ain't gonna take your shit, and he was like, shit, we was cool after that.
Sometimes you just gotta tell somebody you ain't gonna take their shit.
And they're like, I respect that.
All right. Well, so who's the So do we need to go first, or are you gonna go, do you want to go first, or what?
Well, I'm gonna go first because as far as the most disappointing to me, I'm saying the '06 Colts only because the Bears were way more defensive minded, and the year that they won, the year after, the defense was actually better. But they were going to have to go up against the Giants, and I don't think anybody was beating the Giants that year.
No.
In '86, it wasn't going to happen. So I gotta give them that. That even though they had a historic
I would
defense.
love to have seen that as NFC
LT
Oh,
was
shit.
on the
Oh,
freshest cocaine
Oh
Man.
my goodness.
in '86.
Like it wasn't coming
When he
off the
said
boat.
pack of wild dogs,
Let me
he wasn't talking
Pack
about
a wild dog.
He wasn't
man.
talking about going after the quarterback. He was talking about what he thought he saw in the tunnel on the way out, because he was so hopped up on the cocaine.
Man, like they
Pack of
wasn't.
wild dogs.
Yeah, they
Like, another one, LT.
they wasn't shipping that shit up. Like they was dropping that off in planes. That was coming off the G4 fresh off Columbia.
Mr. Taylor,
Oh.
your plane is here.
LT was getting that uncut.
Man,
Hey, put that motherfucker in the trunk. Sir, it's a play. Put it in the trunk. We'll get right on it, Mr. Taylor. I don't know, but just figure it out.
man,
Figure
just
it out.
figure it out.
It's a Ferrari.
Man,
Just stuff as much cocaine as you can in the trunk.
and then
Already full of cocaine.
and plus he probably had some underage girls back there too.
Who's this guy? Daryl
Allegedly,
Strawberry?
allegedly.
I don't know if the underage girl thing started when he was playing football or while he was still playing. I think that might have started after he was playing.
Regardless.
Either way,
Yeah. And then another thing, the Colts, they were actually a historic team too, because and they still are the only team to start back-to-back years 9-0. Nobody has done it before or since. And they also won the Super Bowl year with the lowest ranked run defense ever. And I do need to look that up, but I'm pretty sure that has never happened before or since.
But I believe that too, though, because they didn't really have to defend the run. Because the Colts will mess around and get up on you 14 or 17 real quick.
Yeah.
And running the ball is out the window. You're not even trying to run the ball. What's running the ball?
No, but they had they had a few games that year, especially against the Jaguars, where they got tapped, and the Jags ran all over them.
If you could beat them up, then and out physical them, you probably win.
Because they really were one of the first teams that they were just kind of like, we're basically gonna have 4 smallish defensive linemen. Pretty much all these guys can interchange, and once you get down, hey, we just going for the quarterback. We really don't care about stopping the run. It's like if you can run in the first half, then yeah, you might as well go ahead and do that. But by the time you really get your run game going, hell, they didn't put up 28 on you.
Now
So
your
it
run
just
game is meaningless.
Meaningless. So yeah, if I'm picking who was the most disappointing, I definitely got to go with the '06 Colts.
Oh, I didn't even need all the research and all that stuff that you did, even though that was like some great stuff, information and shit. It's always been the '06 Colts. Always. You heard it. You heard me when I was talking about it right when we started talking about it. You could hear my voice. And I ain't gonna say that Peyton robbed him or that Brady robbed him out of a couple. Brady did rob him out of a couple.
Yeah.
But they still should have had a couple other ones that without
Should have been flawless runs.
right. Because that season Brady got hurt and it was Matt Castle.
Yep.
That should have been y'all's year. I don't think y'all went to the Super Bowl that year.
No, they lost. They lose to the Saints in the
that
Super
was
Bowl.
the year they went to
Yeah,
the
that was the
Super
year.
Bowl?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was yeah, I want to say 09.
Okay, yeah, you
Yep.
should have won the Super Bowl then. But that Saints, that was right after
Katrina.
Katrina
Yeah.
and shit, so they wasn't gonna lose. That was. I'm surprised that ain't been a movie yet.
With the Saints that year.
A Disney movie.
Hmm.
You know how they do. It's too many black people. You know how they do.
Hold up, and hold up, and the dude that went to jail for like raping like 30 chicks, he was on that squad, so that's probably why they can't do that movie. Because somebody would bring that shit up and it's a wrap.
Man, what was his name?
Was it Sharper?
Yeah, Darian Sharper.
Darren Sharper.
Darren Sharper. I thought it was Darian. Is it Darian?
Ray
Yeah, I think
Packer, is that what you talking about?
Yeah.
See, Rapey McPack. What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man. So what say you, Rock?
Oh, it's the Colts for me as well. That's why I'm saying. That's why I was giving a pseudo defense of the Bears, just because they were just coming from an expectation standpoint. There wasn't nearly as much expectation
Right.
for them to go on as the Colts as it was the Colts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I want to say 86 it was the Giants, 87 it was the Redskins. So those, I don't think the Bears at that point could have beat either of those teams in those years. They won the Super Bowl,
No,
and
they
they
were
came from the
good.
NFC side. So yeah,
Yeah, they were good. They were just too good. But the Colts should have at least been in more Super Bowls, if not one more. After that one. So yeah, I would say they're the most disappointing.
I think that's the first unanimous.
Well, because that was easy. That one was easy. I mean,
And shit, I thought it was gonna be a little
Because
bit.
as much as they bootsy Peyton Manning up, you know what I mean? Like, he never reached the levels that they bootsied him up to be.
Now counting stat wise, he most definitely did, but championship wise,
Legacy.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, legacy. No, not the same.
well, I don't know though, because what they would say is he did a tremendous job building on top of his father's legacy, and to a degree, kind of completing it by winning the ring, and then Eli, kind of does the same thing too. So
That man cemented his legacy by falling into a Denver team with probably the number 5 defense of all.
Yeah,
That
that was a squad. That was a squad. The no-fly zone was a squad. Yeah.
Nobody said that he wasn't using that big ass head he got.
It's got to be a lot going on up there,
It's a lot,
man.
a whole lot, all the time.
Hold on, but that even proves the point even more so, because if he can go to Denver and not do a goddamn thing,
Yeah,
and pull a Super Bowl out his ass, why couldn't they done that in Indianapolis?
true.
Done something similar. You know what I mean?
You know why? Because there was one thing that you always seem to sell short, Rockwell.
What's that?
Peyton Manning is petty.
Yes, he is.
And he was powered by petty to get that ring and rub it in the Colts' faces.
Do you hear the tone of adoration?
I do. So, all right. So, P, let me ask you this:
He ready to hit the football field down.
I had knees, boy. I had knees.
So is it better to be?
Oh, he got people fired.
Most definitely,
absolutely.
most definitely.
I'm not playing with that fucker, okay? I'm just telling you that right now.
But do you think it's better to be powered by Petty or powered by the butter?
The Kansas City butter.
That KC butter.
Oh shit! It's always. Well,
Oh
I mean,
my God! I think if LT would have played here, oh my
shit.
God!
Somebody would have died on the field instantly. Like
Multiple people would have died on prospect.
His first game.
I got pushback on that.
LT would be on prospect right now.
I think it's impossible
I don't want to
for
see
someone
LT
to play
on the
NFL
butter.
football on butter. If you're on that Panther piss, you're on that wet. That Sherman
Hey,
Hemsley.
motherfucker, put their heads through brick walls on that shit.
He would be
You're
unstoppable.
not gonna remember the playbook.
If you on defense, you don't need to. If you LT, they just like LT.
And
As soon as the ball is hiked, go get the quarterback. I know he
And-
looks like whatever the fuck looks like when you on that shit.
I
but
submit to you that the Beast Bob Sapp was fighting on wet when he was good.
man.
I also submit to you that even if you own defense playing football, everybody's on offense.
Boy.
It's 1 on 1,000.
What you saying? LT gonna break through the line, look the quarterback dead in the face, and be like, "I'm open,
Man.
I'm
Oh,
open."
no. He's going to look him dead in the face and grab him by the face mask and just yank him
Yeah.
down and kill him and break his neck. It's about to go
Man.
down. Last Boy Scout style.
Yeah, I'll say he may reach through his face mask and just take off his face.
Oh, man. You saw what he did to Joe Theismann's leg.
Man.
I wonder if him doing that to Joe Theismann's leg drove him to drugs.
Man.
Cause he was haunted.
He was
Yeah,
already
that-
on drugs.
He
I'll
was
say that.
haunted, but he was haunted.
I think what happened. Well, I think what he did to Joe Theismann's leg made him not do as much drugs during the game.
So
Yeah.
he wasn't on this Hollywood
But he
Henry
was shook.
shit. He was like, I got to at least give it an hour before the game.
Hey man, when he hit Joe Theismann and he looked down at him, he immediately was like, I was like, damn, that was messed up. And then they kept just showing it over and over again. I was
Over and
like,
over again.
Dude, why are y'all showing this? The play is done. He's
Man.
off the field. They done carted him off.
Huh. Is that the most gruesome, like at least leg injury that y'all seen?
Nah. What's his name? His leg helicoptered.
The running back for the Raiders?
No, Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon.
Callum.
So I know his name was
name?
Napoleon.
Yeah, it wasn't Napoleon Kaufman. It was Napoleon McCallum or something like
And he
that.
wound up playing. No, he played. What's his name? Played for the Ravens.
Okay.
McKay.
Yeah, McGay. Yeah.
Yeah. This shit. When he was at Miami,
Oh yeah.
and he jumped jumped across the goal line, and then pop.
But man, the dude from the Raiders though, he was going forward, and his leg
That
just
was,
stopped,
that was gross.
and he kept going forward.
I was like,
Yeah, like when I saw that shit, I
Oh man, that dude
instantly
was
Oh,
got
from Jeff
nauseous.
City.
who? Dude from the
Napoleon
Raiders?
McCallum. And played at Navy.
Man. Yeah, I think that was the most gruesome one I had ever seen. Cause his
Ken
like,
Norton.
yeah, his whole body was going forward, and his leg just stopped, and his body just kept going forward. And I was like, oh no, like yeah, that's the most gruesome shit I've ever seen. And then man, what's the name that plays with the Clippers now? Paul George. When he landed on the base of the backboard, and his shit snapped. Yeah.
Oh wow, hold on. So, McCallum moved to Vegas in '96 and started a computer graphics business and was part of the movement to bring the Raiders to Vegas. He set up the meeting between Mark Davis and the Las Vegas officials.
Nice.
And that they with that injury, they said had the subsequent surgery not gone as planned, there was a chance his left leg would have been amputated.
Because I mean, it snapped. It like that motherfucker for real snapped in half. So
Yeah, it was wow. Wow, man. And it was so live in the angle. It was the angle.
it was almost too perfect
Yeah.
the way it happened because you know what I'm saying, you running towards the line, so all the cameras are focused on you. So they for real had that shit on 3 different angles,
And it was all
and each one just got worse and worse. It was just like, man, stop.
oh,
And that's
oh.
and that's one thing about the NFL, at least now, when something like that happens now, they don't hit you with 30 replays like they used to.
They may not replay that
At all.
Right.
Yeah, not them compounds. They don't do that no more.
Man,
And I'm good with that.
Sports Center used to replay it and then zoom in on it. And I'd be like, God damn.
It's like, and at this point, this is when the crowd saw it. So it's like, oh shit.
Little kids traumatized.
Man.
Look, and remember, nobody had the balls to replay that Theismann injury, so they would blur it out. They would blur the whole area out, and then he would just be on the fight.
Wow.
Oh well.
So yep, first unanimous vote. 06 Colts, y'all are the biggest disappointment. And you know what? I think that's going to definitely move them into the finals just for that.
They're a strong contender.
Most definitely.
Strong contender. I got plenty of ammunition of why those teams were let down.
Man.
All right. And just for future note, don't ever add the Utah Jazz as part of the disappointment, because I ain't never expecting them to do shit.
Shit, you talking about the 97 and 98 squads?
With Karl Malone
And Stockton?
Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it, but I mean, those Chicago Bulls teams, nobody was beating them. But let's just be real. You got 3 of the best defenders of all time on one squad. Because Jordan was that dude offensively, but he was also at the same time one of the best defenders. You got Pippen, who has like a 7'2" wingspan at 6'7", and then Rodman. So we're not even gonna talk about the offense because you really don't even have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Triangle was cool for what it was, but you still need the players for it.
Shit. Let's go ahead and call it a night. I think we covered everything we need to cover for the week. So check us out Friday.
Oh yeah, hold up.
Oh yeah.
Where am I? I'm here. There we go.
Take a second to
hit that shit.
Hit that.
even though this is a different show, but you know, we told y'all Friday that we are running a campaign. So please take a second to scan that QR code or go to
right
the
there.
pitch and vote for us, or pitch.com and vote for us in the best of Kansas City 22. We're up for best local podcast. And this is our third time being nominated for an award this year. So that like really makes me feel good. Maybe the third time will be the charm. But we don't, like I said, we really don't care if we win or if we lose. You know, winning is cool. Losing is cool too, because I can probably like crack way more jokes about losing.
Don't be a Peyton Manning if we win.
No, shit. I'm gonna be shocked, Manning. They're gonna be like, man. And I'm gonna be like, damn. Is this a joke? Y'all finna do us like they did was it Moonlight?
Mm.
Just the other way around. Oh well. But anyway,
No, really,
um,
really.
we'll have a
Come here.
pretty big announcement Friday about the line taking a little trip.
Yep.
So that's the preview you get.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. On behalf of Jason and Jamel, good night.
Oh.